Hello, students. So today's lesson, we're going to talk about what color is your shirt. Um, Now, you can answer this question, right? Like, what color is your shirt? You could be like, black. I have a black shirt on. But the point of the lesson is to practice describing clothing. So we've practiced describing people. So now we're going to practice describing clothing. So we're going to listen and point to the clothing you hear about in the conversation. So this part, again, is hard to do because it's online, but what I'm going to do is we'll just go through and read the clothing, right? So let's go through first with what Gabriella is wearing, right? She has a blouse, 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 a belt, belt, and pants, pants, right? Pants. So a blouse, you'll remember how we say like shirt in English. A blouse is usually what we use to talk about a shirt that is nicer, more nice than like a t-shirt. It's something you can wear if you work in an office, right? If you have a job that says business casual, right? Usually you need to wear some sort of dress shirt, a blouse, right? And then we have pants. And now let's look at Roberto. So Roberto has a baseball cap. A baseball cap is a kind of hat. It's one of the many hats you can wear. And then we have a t-shirt, shorts, and sandals. So in the picture, it doesn't look like he's actually wearing sandals. It looks like he's wearing slip-on shoes, like loafers. So sandals are shoes that you can see your toes. They have open parts on the top of the shoe, so you don't wear socks, right? Sandals. And then we have the colors, right? White, blue, black, yellow, brown, red, green, orange. The orange doesn't look super orange, but we can look and say, okay, Roberto has a red shirt. Gabriella has a white shirt. Roberto has brown pants. Gabriella has blue pants, right? Roberto has a blue hat, a blue baseball cap. So here's the other thing that we can talk about. So it says complete the chart with the words from the picture, then add more clothing words. So this is important to talk about because English has kind of weird things when we talk about plural and singular, right? So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So when we say t-shirt, there's one. When there's two shirts or more, we say t-shirts, right? We put the S on the end. Next one is, let's talk about hat. If we say hat, that's one. But if we have more than that, we say hats, right? If we have belt, one belt is just belt, right? But if we have more than one, right, more than two, we say BLTS, belts, right? Belts. If we say blouse is just one, right? But if you have more, right? I have a lot of blouses. Ooh, I spelled that wrong. Blouses, it's plural, yes, right? Because it ends in an E. So blouses. Now we're going to talk about two words. Well, I guess we could say shoe. Shoe means only one, and when we say shoes, it means two or more, right? So we have shoe, it's just one. Now the thing with shoe is when you have two shoes, that's what you wear, right? You have to have two shoes unless you're somebody that doesn't have two legs, right? If you only have one leg, you only need one shoe, right? Or I guess one foot, right? But most of the time shoes come in two. So that's why when we say, oh, do you need new shoes? when we say shoes, it means the two shoes that you come with. Now, when we have something like pants, one pair of pants. So pair means two, right? When we say pants, it just means, for example, we'll go up. So if you look at Gabriella, she is wearing a pair of pants, a pair of pants. So it's one pant, but in English, instead of saying, oh, her pant, we say pants, because one of the ways you can think about it is because it's two legs. So it has to be plural, pants, even though it's one piece of clothing. And the reason we say pair of pants, I'm not super sure why, but it probably has to do with where we get the word pant and how a long time ago, pant was two separate pieces of clothing. So you put on one leg and then you put on the other leg, and one leg was separate from the other. They weren't connected together. So that's a possible explanation. I don't know if that is. That's just my best guess, is that the history of that word, where we get it from in English, is based on that, where it's at one point when you put on a pair of pants, it was because you had to have put on one leg and another leg, and they were not attached to each other. There was no, button and zipper at the top to get into it. It just was like that your pants were like cut in half. Anyways, so that's why we say pants. So just remember that. It's a weird one. Okay, so next one. It says study the chart and complete the words from the box. So remember when we use the pronoun I, when we want to talk about something we possess, something we own, something that's a part of us, we use the word my. My shirt is blue. My shoes are black, right? So we'll go ahead and write that. My shoes are black. Now, if we say you, right? If I'm talking about you, that means I use your when I'm talking about something you possess, right? Your baseball cap is blue. Your shorts are brown, right? When we use he for possessive, we say his, right? His belt is black. His, I guess I should use capital. His sandals are brown. She, we use her, right? Her blouse is pink. Her shoes are white. We say our, and not this hour, HOR, that's for time. We just say OUR, our. Our shirts are white. Or you can say our pants are blue. When we say they, we say their. So their, THEIR, their dresses are red, right? Or you could say their shoes are black. Now, the other thing I want to show you is if you're using their as a third person singular, meaning you're talking about one person that is not you, right? You can use he, you can use she, or you can use they. But if you're putting a sentence together and you're talking about third person singular, if you're talking about their red dress, right? Instead of saying her red dress or his red dress, and you're using their red dress, or instead of saying their dresses are red, since we're using their as a kind of gender neutral term, right? It's we would use their, right, which we learned is a plural way to talk about it, but it's also something if we don't want to use he or she, his or her, we can say their dress And this is the kind of tricky part that might be confusing to you because you learned it one way. We can say their dress is red. So this is the hard part, is that it seems like you're breaking a rule, but you're not really, because you use there as a third person singular. So you use the rules for he or she, right? Their dress is red, because you're talking about one person, even though their can be used for plural. We can use it by following the rules for third person singular. So since it's one dress, because it's only one dress on one person, their dress is, just like we say he is, she is, right? Their dress is red. Now, if you're talking about if you're using the to be verb, and you're not having this noun next to the possessive pronoun, like if you're saying, you wouldn't say, and you're using third person singular, you wouldn't say they is coming. You would say they are, right? So if you're using they, THEY, you want to follow the rules of using ARE, they are. But if you're talking about possessive, their, we would say their dress is red, because we're talking about third person singular. And when we use they, THEY, for third person singular, you're going to use they are. And this is just, I know it doesn't really make sense as a rule, but it's how people speak. It's how people speak in English. So whether or not it makes sense is, can be hard for people to understand. But it is the way how people, it's how people speak. So it's kind of confusing, but you'll get it. You'll get it. All right, now let's keep going. By going down and looking at this. So this part here, you would kind of stop and look at the first page I showed you, right? What color are Roberto's shorts? Try and use words that we've learned, right? His, her. So we're going to use the pronouns her for Gabriella and his for Roberto. So if I say, what color is Gabriella's pants? You would say her pants are blue, right? Her pants are blue. Her pants are blue. If I say, what color is Gabriella and Roberto's shirt? You would say her shirt is white, his shirt is red. What color are Roberto and Gabriella's belts? Right, belts. We would say they are black, because we're talking about the two belts, right? They are black. If we said, what color are Gabriella and Roberto's shoes? You'd say they are brown, right? So that's how we would talk about it. The next part, compare and contrast. Talk to a partner and describe your classmates' clothes. So this part you can do on your own. My shirt is black. My shoes, I'm not wearing shoes, I'm in my house. My shoes are, the ones I wore today were brown. My shoes are brown. And I could say, my hair is, well, I guess I'd be describing myself, but I could say, my nails, right? My nails are brown. My necklace is gold, right? I could talk about that. And you would talk about other people, right? His shirt is, your shirt is, her shirt is, our shirts are, meaning if you have the same shirt as somebody else. Okay, and then this part again is kind of hard to do when you're not in class, so we'll just skip it. So we'll just move on to the next things where we practice, right, to describe clothing. So it says, read the conversations and complete the chart. So the chart would be, okay, so this is what's interesting, right? So you can read the conversation. So conversation 1, salesperson, can I help you? Omar, yes, I need a few things. Salesperson, okay, what's first? Omar, I need a pair of black pants and a white shirt for work tomorrow. And the salesperson says, come this way. So Omar is telling the salesperson what he needs so the salesperson can take him there. So what we can do is look at the chart that we have, right? So we have this chart. Omar, what does he need? So he needs a pair of black pants and a white shirt, right? So the color of the pants are black. The color of the shirt is white. All right, now the next one, let's try and figure out what Eddie wants. So it says, salesperson, what can I do for you? Eddie says, I can't find what I need. I think I'll go somewhere else. Salesperson, are you sure? What are you looking for? Eddie says, I'm looking for black shoes, very large shoes, right? So he's talking about size, very large shoes. So the salesperson says, that's no problem. We have large shoes in the back. So we know, what is Eddie looking for? He's looking for black shoes, right? That's the color, but he's also looking for the size, large shoes. Okay, now let's look at the conversation between Terry and the salesperson at the store. Excuse me, where are clothes for children over 12? And the salesperson says they are in the junior section. And Terry says, over there? The salesperson says, yes, over there. What exactly, right? What specifically, what's the thing that you're looking for? What exactly are you looking for? Terry, I'm looking for a blue dress for my daughter and brown pants for my son. Salesperson, you've come to the right place. Come this way, right? So Terry is looking for a blue dress and brown pants, right? The color is a blue dress and the color of the pants is brown. And let's read this conversation. May I help you? Marie says, yes. Can you direct me to the women's clothing? Salesperson says, the women's clothing is around the corner. So remember that direction, around the corner. Marie says, thank you. I need a new outfit for a job interview. And the salesperson says, so you want a dress or a suit, right? And then Marie says, I want a blue dress and blue shoes. So that's what she's looking for, is a color is blue dress and the color of blue shoes. Okay, now, okay, so let's keep going. This one we kind of did already, right? Read the descriptions. Gabriella has a white blouse, right? She has brown shoes, right? And we can say things, right? When you say, I have a blue shirt, instead you could say, my shirt is blue, right? You have a green blouse, your blouse is green. He has red shoes, you can say his shoes are red. She has white pants, you could say her pants are white. We have blue hats, or you could say our hats are blue. They have black shorts, their shorts are black, right? So we can say those. And then this one, you can try to write about on your own, which is write the possessive adjective. So if it says they have blue shirts, their shirts are blue. You want to use the possessive, what this calls a possessive adjective or possessive pronoun, right? I have red shorts, right? My shorts are red. So if you have I, you use my. We have black shoes. Our shoes are black. You have a white blouse. Your blouse is white. She has a green coat. Her coat is green. Anton and I have brown sandals, right? Anton and I, so we use we. So we would say our, right? Our sandals are brown. Elizabeth and Mario, they have black pants. Their pants are black. I have a brown and a black belt. And you could say my belts are brown and black. So remember pants, when we do plural for pants, we don't say pantses to make it plural because the word pants is both singular and plural together because of who knows why, how we have used the word. Okay. So, and the next part is basically it wants you to create sentences about the people. So if you can read this, try to write sentences, right? So it says Oscar and his shirt. So it wants you to write about his shirt. So you would say, Oscar's shirt, or you would say his shirt is red. And if it says Tom and talk about his belt, you would say Tom's belt is what color is his belt? Brown. His belt is brown. You could say Tom's belt is brown, his belt is brown. And you would go through and do all of that for those people. So our lesson is over today, and I will